Yay! Welcome to the Knowledge Drop, y'all. This is Focus from the Flomo crew, bboydojo.com, and Cypher Studio representing. Cool. Uh, Long time we've been doing this podcast. I think this is episode number 24 or 25. I'm losing count already. But all the other single episodes have had a guest in the show. So this is a big moment for me in a way that for the first time for the knowledge drop, I'm doing this podcast solo by myself. Oh, okay, exciting. And I love to say to my wife every now and then, I, I have a habit of getting into all kind of trouble and adventures, and I'm always saying to her like, okay, another adventure that I got. How did I get myself into this? Well, here I am doing a solo podcast for you guys over there in YouTube, on Facebook, on Spotify. But it's been plenty of practice, so it should be fine, I believe. Uh, Today's topic is about Freestyle Session experience. The 26th edition of the Freestyle Session event, legendary event in the States that I had the pleasure and the honor to be part of 2 weeks ago, and 1.5 weeks ago, taking part in the 40 plus battles. So we're gonna reflect slightly on how was the trip, how was the process overall to being able to battle in your 40s, and what kind of fears goes into it, what kind of relief you feel after the event is done, and all that good stuff. And some of my personal insights and ideas that I had to use in order to handle that pressure that comes along with entering a world-class battle like that in your 40s. It's like a whole new level of difficulty when you turn 40 and you still keep entering battles. So we'll touch slightly on that one today. If you have any questions, hit me up in the chat or comments or greetings. Anyhow, I'll pull them over here for the screen, whoever's watching the video. So let's get right into it, guys. Freestyle Session goes, Flomo and Freestyle Session go together way back. We go back for a long time and been coming back and forth for the event for a bunch of times, maybe 5, 6 times, I believe. Most of the time been battling. One time I was judging it and such. And when I was judging, I still wanted to battle. So I only judged one day and battled the other day. And easy to say that is the biggest and probably the illest event in the States, most international one as well. And pretty much, I would say the longest running one over there as well. But the first time that Flomo crew, my crew Flomo, decided to travel to the States and start battling overseas as the whole crew was Freestyle Session. So if you ever seen Freestyle Session 2004, it was Freestyle Session number 8. Now it's 26. So Freestyle Session 8 went down, a legendary edition at the Queen Mary boat at Long Beach, where we battled Rocksteady, we battled Headhunting Renegades, we battled Ichigeki, and met up with a bunch of the people that we look up to. That really shaped and formed the way that we are as B-boys and B-girls. We present ourselves, and eventually we made our impact on that trip and basically been making a living out of the dance ever since. So has a huge part of my career as a breaker, and so for everybody else in my crew. Um, so about 6 months ago, before the event, we decided with the crew that we made the decision like, okay, this year is time. I'm turning 40. Vortex and Taya, they're already 40 plus. And Hat Solo and Sparks, Hugo, they also wanted to be part of the event. So the five of us, 6 months ago, we decided that this year we're going to rock Freestyle Session. The 40 plus battles is not a new thing. They've been going on over there in Freestyle Session for a couple of years already. Shout out to Crumbs who won it. Shout out to Wicked who won it. Shout out to Keith Rainen who won it the last year. But I think this is the fourth edition of the 40 plus battle, and this year was the timing was right to make it happen. Finally, I felt like I've been upgraded to the league of the 40 plus uh, gentlemen who can take part of the battle. So I was like, yes, I want to take part as well. And some people say it's almost like cheating when you just turn 40 compared to somebody who's battling in your 50s or 60s. Of course, that's true. It's a different game when you're 40 compared to 50s or 60s. Maybe that's why there wasn't too many people over 50 in this competition either. And it gets sweeter every year because a lot of people who are still in their prime are turning 40 every single year. So let's say Hang Ten, who just won Red Bull BC1 last year or this year, is 39. So maybe he's going to take part next year in the 40 plus. Who knows? So the game gets tougher every single year. And I heard that this year they're going to split the bracket in a way as well that half of the bracket will be reserved for people who have a little bit more age and experience, so that there's a better spread all the way going to the finals. So a quarter of the bracket for the 50 plus, another quarter for 45 plus, and half of the bracket for 40 plus, just to keep it easy and fair and interesting for everybody to get some more OGs to take part. Nevertheless, let's get back to this year's edition. Half a year ago, the crew made a decision like, oh, okay, it's time to make that move, time to return to Freestyle Session with a bang. And some of the people like Taya, for example, the last time she was there in Cali in Freestyle Session was 2004. So nearly 20 years later, Flomo put our heads together and we're like, all right, it's time to make those moves. Um, don't get me wrong, no sponsors, no support from government, none of that. Um, Living as a b-boy, it didn't mean that our bank accounts was full of money to book those flights. Personally, I had to go on credit. My bank account was empty. I just had enough for rent. I'll tell you this with some privacy. Don't tell nobody. I had just enough for rent, so I still wanted to book those flights before the prices go up. So I went, dug my credit card from my wallet, swing it for my Finnair account, and got my flights and been paying them back ever since, bit by piece. Not recommending anybody to do that, but sometimes you got to make those moves, and you are in a situation where you feel like this is something I have to do. So it takes a little bit of a leap or jump. It takes a commitment to make it happen. So this is the story of me getting my flights on credit without any balance in my bank account and making it happen. Um, Naturally, I love to train in this way that you have something, have something that you aim for after some months. I'm not one of the people who loves to enter battles every single weekend. I love to have a goal in my mind, a goal in sight. So this was perfect. 5, 6 months to make it happen, to be in shape, be back in shape when it comes to freestyle session. It's not an easy thing to stay in shape when you at this stage of life. I have I work with 4 companies and have a fresh family as well. Got married, got a daughter this year. So priorities in your 40s on this side of the 40s is different than it was when I was battling my 20s. Saludos to Colombia tuning in. Uh, Nevertheless, I made a commitment that I'm going to train hard for this one. And luckily, a friend of mine from California, from San Francisco, B-Boy Junior Rock, who you have already seen on this podcast, Alvaro Campos, hit me up like, I know that you are battling out there in California. Maybe is it possible that I train you somehow? Look after your diet, look after your exercise. I'm like, yes. This was like a dream come true. So let's make it happen. And one thing that I learned from there is that it's important to make your goals public. Let people know what you are aiming to do, so that people like Alvaro, for example, can know about it and hit you up. If I kept my commitment, my goal battling in Freestyle Session private, then I wouldn't have had a coach to take me along the way. So shout out to Alvaro. And if you're planning to do something, then let it be known. Let it be known. Tell a friend. Tell about it on social media. So there'll be more pressure on yourself to perform, more pressure on yourself to stay consistent, and good things gravitate towards people making moves, taking action towards your dreams. So that's what happened. Alvaro started making me some programs. He put together a gym program for me, using a lot of body weight, using a lot of Swiss ball, gym ball exercises, a lot of things that I haven't done too much in the past, even though I'm not unfamiliar with the gym life. He put me on TRXs. You don't know what it is, look it up and such. And on top of that, he put me into a pretty strict diet on how to get rid of a lot of excessive junk that I was carrying with me. And I'm happy I did. I'm happy that he did, because within those 5 6 months, I look in the mirror now. Along those lines, I lost 9 kilos of excessive junk along the way. So I got back in shape. Breaking is a lot easier when you are 9 kilos heavier. And the fun fact is that our hand luggage for the flight was maximum 8 kilos. So I'm carrying my hand luggage of 8 kilos, thinking about it like, damn, this backpack that I'm carrying with me in California is actually same size, like same weight as my weight before starting the train. So imagine battling or dancing rocket ciphers with a heavy ass hand luggage backpack. It's not an easy thing to do. So yeah, something to think about from there. um, as far as the training goes, our breaking training got easier and easier along the way, and the closer we got to the event, the more we started doing rounds in the practice. We had these Wednesday sessions at Saifa, and days outside of that, I normally train at my city. But the closer we got to the event, we started to do more and more rounds, more freestyle, more complete rounds. The more closer to the battle experience, the closer to the battle experience, the more similar it is to the actual battle, the better it is for your training. So we started going rounds, complete rounds, from your tops to your go downs, from your entrance to your tops to your go downs, whatever you rock on the floor, and also the finish. So beginning, middle, and an end within your practice rounds. Felt crazy heavy in the beginning, but it got easier little by little. Week after week, it got easier, and eventually, right before the week before the battle, I felt like, okay, I'm in fire. I can do everything that I dreamed to do in the event, and I can do a lot of stuff that I was able to pull off years ago that I haven't been done doing for a long while. So I felt good. I felt confident. I feel ready. So it's time to hop on that flight. Our flights were on Wednesday. Events goes from Saturday to Sunday, and my flight's on Wednesday. Straight flight to Los Angeles, and about 11, 12 hours straight. Finnair flight Helsinki to California. And once we landed there, one thing that you realize again, okay, the time difference is 10 hours to Helsinki. 10 hours to Helsinki time difference, so almost the opposite. And that makes it quite hard to adjust. Some people say that it takes 1 hour per day to adjust to the time difference. So to make it from Helsinki to California, that would take nearly 2 weeks to be in the time zone completely. So not an easy thing to do. 2 days to go before the battle. So once we landed there, we took it really, really easy Thursday and Friday, heading on to the main event on Saturday and Sunday. Shout out to China. Thank you for tuning in. Friday night before the event, there was another battle going down called the Matador Jam. And Hugo from the crew decided to enter. He did pretty good. He went all the way to the top 8. It was good to see everybody on Friday already. Hugo killed it. Dropped some heavy hitters along the way. So shout out to Hugo for rocking the best rounds that I've ever seen him break. I see him break every single weekend, And those rounds at the Matador Jam was some of the best Hugo that I've ever seen in my life. So shout out to Hugo for killing it. And then we on to the main day. Friday night, still chilling in Matador Jam, and the sign-ups close. Sign-ups for the event close at like 8 p.m. the day before. So I'm looking at the list of people who's entering, and it's about 70 or 80 people who are planning to enter Freestyle Session, the 40 plus. Imagine that 80 40 plus breakers entering the 40 plus battle. So 80 veterans on the floor. And I'm starting to see some similar names or familiar names. I'm seeing Junior from France entering the battle. I'm seeing uh, Stuntman. I'm seeing Crumbs, the defending champion, and I'm seeing K Mel, the one and only K Mel, who signed up for the battle. I'm like, whoa, this is getting crazier and crazier. So Friday evening, trying to go to sleep, try not to get shook by the big names that's entering the battle. It's not an easy thing, guys. Paquitos, Indonesia, tuning in. So, waking up to a competition day, super jet lag, waking up like 6, 7 in the morning. Got a couple of hours into sleep. A little bit nervous about the big names. Still got some rest. We had a beautiful balcony on an Airbnb, so I went, had some breakfast, had my bacon and eggs and tea in the balcony, and did some yoga and stretching in the morning, some meditation to stay in the right state of mind, to get to the right battle ready mind state. I'm thinking about like what could I do in order to avoid that nervousness that kicks in when it comes to entering big battles like this. And one of the things that I'll be using a lot is uh, finding a mantra, something that you say to yourself that brings you back to the current confidence or a good state of mind wherever you want to be at. Something I learned from Alienness is Art of Battle book. I have it over here too in the shelf, but the Art of Battle taught me that you need to have a mantra that brings you back to the right state of mind. So I'm thinking about a mantra for this. It's been 4 years since I entered my last competition. I'm thinking about a mantra for this event. And one thing that came to my mind was that remove yourself from your way and let greatness happen. Remove yourself from your way and let greatness happen. So I'm saying this to myself all the time. And what I meant by that is that removing myself, my own doubt, my own ego, my own fears, trying to just take them, move them to the side, and simply be there, be present, and be in the moment as much as possible without too much thinking, and let the thing happen, whatever comes out. So that's my mantra for the weekend that's about to go down, and we are off to the prelim day. 80 plus people, uh, showcase rounds, one round each. We rock some ciphers with the crew to get ready, and let me see if I can find you guys the round. Okay. Hey, for the ones who's watching this instead of listening, I'm going to show you my prelim round. My prelim round, the main strategy for this one was to make as strong as an impression as possible, as strong as a first impression as possible on this one. I know a lot of people approach prelim rounds in a way that you kind of warming up and you do your first round and then you get going for the battles and you start pulling your big moves for the further the battles go. But I thought to myself, like, you only get one chance for your first impression, so I'm gonna rock it as hard as possible. Around. So I went right in after Vortex, after Miko from my crew. About, I can't remember my number, maybe 16, 17, something like that. The way that I wanted to stand out was thinking about, okay, I'm gonna have my signature moves, gonna make them explosive, but I want to do something that people don't expect from me. So even if they heard about me from before, they probably might think like, all right, focus is going to come with some footwork and some top rock. First of all, the thing that I noticed with people that a lot of people look into their feet. A lot of people don't look up when they dance, even in this competition. Even though there's a lot of veterans in the game who've been dancing for a long time. So that's one thing I want to do. I want to look up, look to the judges, look to take control of the audience too. And another thing I want to do is some power already in the beginning, so that I'll let everybody know I'm here to mean some serious business. Prelim round after making it happen felt good. The relief, oh my god, when the whole crew been nervous for the whole week, and then all the prelim rounds are done. The relief has, I can't put it in words. It was something that was so exciting, I would say. So after we're done with the competition, first day one, everybody's done with their rounds. Nobody knows if they're going through, but the relief was big. It was big time. Another thing that was something like a mental preparation for me on this one was um, a three-step pattern I learned from my friend Arpo. Arpo put me through something that's called the passion test, where you look into your core passions, your foundational passions in life, and you try to change your life accordingly so that you can live a passionate life in the future. And he had like a three-step guide to living your passionate life. I'm thinking about this a lot during the battle too. And the three-step guide to living a passionate life. You guys ready? It goes like this. First one, set an intention. The first step to living a passionate life, set an intention. What do you want to do? What is something that you want to fill your life with? Set the intention first. Step number two is take action. Take action towards your intention that you set in the previous phase. And number three, the third step is have a state of calm. Live in a state of calm towards your goals. And that's something I've been struggling with a lot. I love setting intentions. I'm great at taking action, but having a state of calm is something that I've always struggled with. I'm passionate. I'm anxious about like achieving those goals, but achieving a state of calm that lets you achieve your goals by almost by itself is hard for me. So especially that state of calm, the third step, I had to work on a lot during the freestyle session weekend. So I've already set my intention. I've set taken mad action towards my goals. So three, the third step, state of calm, was something that I still try to achieve within the freestyle session weekend. Even though anxiety and nervousness is real when you enter a big stage battle like this. Okay, I go back to sleep after dinner. I go back to sleep and wake up at night, 1 o'clock. Check the Facebook event of Freestyle Session, and boom, I made it through. I made it through to the top 16. Felt good. Of course, it was hard to sleep afterwards. I got hype, stayed up for a couple of hours, and fell asleep for another couple of hours to be ready for day number 2. 16 people went through, including all of the heroes that I mentioned earlier and me. So we're in the day number 2, and then heading off to the first round of battles. I'm gonna show you guys my first round of battles over here too. And the first round went against the Italian stallion, b-boy Yayo. Yayo from Italy. I didn't know he was also 40 plus, so I was surprised to see him at the event. And he killed it in his prelim round. I saw him right before me or right after me, and he killed it. He made a lot of noise in his prelim round. So we met up in the first round. I'm going to show you guys what it's about. Yes, yes. So when the DJ dropped the signature song that that also made my career, take it as it comes. I wanted to wait Yayo to go first, but when my song came in, I was like, oh, okay, I need to take this. I need to take this. I'm in. I have plenty of plans what I'm going to do in this round, but once this song came in, it took me on a journey and forgot everything that I planned in the past. Everything that I planned in the past was went out the door. Yayo came in after me. He did a strong round, full of power, full of explosiveness, uh, something that's pleasing the crowd as well. So a heavy round, and I think the votes on this one went 2 against 1, and I won the first round. Judges this time around was Wicked, Flowmaster, and Alien Ness. And luckily, I got through the first round, so it felt good. Moving forward towards the next round, I don't really check out other battles when I'm battling. So if there's an event that I'm battling at, I really don't check out other battles that are going down because I want to concentrate on my personal self and getting in the right state, Zen state of mind when it's my time to battle. So a couple of more battles go down, and I'm getting ready for my top 8. The schedule was pretty packed up, so you didn't have to wait the whole day. 2 hours, the whole thing was done, which I'm really thankful for Cross One for making it happen. Um, so let me see. I'm gonna pull it up. Next one, the top 8 battle. Let me see what we got on that one. So round number 2, top 8, Recon versus Focus. Got the battle from Stans. Shout out to Stans for capturing it. Another one that I decided to go first. Uh, Felt like that's simply a sign of confidence, not waiting for another person to start off the battle. I know that you have an advantage if you go second, but at the same time, I feel like people like Rockstrike, who won the whole BC1, starting every single battle out there, it also shows that you have a lot of confidence for your skills. Shout out to Rocks. Recon from Texas made it through to the top 8 against me. And here it goes. Let me see. I think we both kept our rounds kind of short, which is natural when it comes to battling in your 40s. Some people told me like your rounds were short, but I'm like, come on, dude, we're battling 40 plus competition. So can you expect Olympic level 3-minute rounds? No, it's more about the quality than quantity at these kilometers. So we go for 2 rounds. Top 8. I'm satisfied with my rounds. I felt good about them. And judges this time around go 1, 2, 3. We get 2 ties. We get 2 ties, and one vote goes towards recall. So this round I lost. 2 ties was painful. You train for half a year. You pay your ass off for your flights, travel on the other side of other side of the world, and you get 2 ties. That was painful. But it is what it is. Of course, you have to. If you enter a competition, if you enter a battle, then you have to accept the rules of the game, which is that the judges make up their minds, and that's all it takes for the winner to go through. So I would say for my top 8, I'm out from the game. Recon goes for the next round, met up with KML in the next round. KML goes through all the way to the final, meets up with Junior in the final, and that's another battle that you probably already have seen. So if you haven't, look it up on YouTube. But yeah, when I go to top 8, I go out. Of course, there's another sense of relief as well. Battling is done for me today. That's fine. I'll go for a beer afterwards in the bar and chill and enjoy the experience this far. Feeling relieved that first of all, I'm happy about my rounds, and secondly, didn't get injured. That was a big fear that was in my head when you're battling at the over 40 category. That's a new kind of aspect that you have to deal with. Of course, if you have a long career, most likely you already have a lot of injuries in your body that might hold you back, but you don't really want no new ones. So I was relieved for not getting injured in my battles. Also relieved for not messing up, a big fear when you under a lot of ice. And simply felt good for putting my rep on the line after so many years of battling. So um, simply a great feeling when it comes to overcoming your fears and anxiety. Let me see. So after the weekend was done, a couple of cool things that went down. Tuesday, got to spar with the young champion Bigger Logistics. Went to the Athletic Performance Center of Red Bull in Los Angeles, and we went for some rounds in footwork just to get her in tip-top shape for battles coming up. Hong Kong last World Series event. So we actually went for 17 rounds of footwork with no repeats and such, just to get her on the top peak for Hong Kong. Right after that, after battling her, KML showed up. We went for dinner with KML, shared mad stories, and that was maybe one of the highlights for the whole trip. Simply listening to KML with some of the times stories from the times that we battled and also other battles. First time we battled was 2003, and a bunch of times afterwards. So we went back and forth with all kinds of battle stories, and listening to him was simply entertaining and so much fun. So I feel super inspired by that. And to recap, simply battling at 40 plus. To put it together, summarize it, I think it's a whole different league. Um, whole different league in a way of difficulty, mentally a whole different league as well. It's a different thing to battle at your prime when you feel that you are made for this, you are born for this, and you did everything that you could. Don't get me wrong, I still did everything I could, but at the same time, battling at 40 plus is a different game, wholly different um, level of difficulty than it was in your 20s or in your 30s. Um, Naturally, your stamina is different too. Your recovery is not the same as it was in your 20s. So doing events 3 days in a row, rocking Motador Jam on Friday, then prelims day on Saturday, and then the battles day on Sunday. It's a lot to handle for somebody who's been in the game for a little while. So that's also something that's pretty inspiring and also intriguing in a way, that there is a whole new level to competing that it's not easy, but it's fascinating at the same time. So let's see how it goes from here. If there's going to be more 40 plus battles, or if Flomo is going to make a return for next year, freestyle session. We'll see how it goes. And anyhow, but overall experience of chilling in Cali in November when it's dark and cold and snowy in Finland, then that's already a win for us, okay? And making that life change in a way that feeling more healthy and more agile, and simply making better choices for your life. That makes me a winner already, even though I just made it to the top 8. And that's pretty much it, y'all. My freestyle session experience is a wrap. Shout out to Cross One. Check out all the battles on Stan's YouTube and of course FSS Worldwide on Instagram. More battles coming up. And meanwhile, let's keep it going. Head out to bebodojo.com and get your free workshop over there. Somebody's asking for tips on when you have several injuries in your wrists to the point of where you almost give up. Advices, head out to bebodojo.com/Pluto and get some power workshops over there that don't have to deal with your wrist as well, the pendulum technique and all that stuff. So there's a lot of stuff you can still do. Keep going, people. And the knowledge drop will be back. I'm off for a little bit of a holiday in Barcelona from 2 days on for the next couple of days. And after that, stay tuned for more knowledge drops, y'all. Focus signing out. Peace out. Have a great day, and let's stay in touch, y'all. Peace, peace, peace.